about to extinguish that problem with some dikes. No, it's not fine. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. As you can see, we have a lot of things out right now. That's because we are doing a big project today. We are doing the timing belt replacement, and we're also replacing some leaking gaskets. I believe the cam seal, maybe the crankshaft seal, and the oil pan gasket. That's why we got oil out here, coolant to drain because we're taking off the water pump. We got the entire kit right here, which, in case y'all are wondering, it's the Asin TKH006 kit, and that comes with your water pump, timing belt, tensioner spring, tensioner bearings. It comes with everything you need and instructions on what to do. And then for my gasket kit, if any of y'all are wondering, I got a Molle gasket kit because I'm not buying no cheap gasket kit. It is part number 953599, and I got that off of Rock Auto. I got both of these off of Rock Auto for like $350 for both of them, I think. I'm still waiting for a few things. I gotta jack this thing up. You gotta take off, just unbolt this thing, swing it over, take off valve cover, take out your number one spark plug, because that's how you're gonna find top dead center so you don't screw anything up when you replace the timing belt. I think alternator has to come off. I think. If not, it has to be loosened because you gotta take off the serpentine belt. And yeah, I'll go from there with an update once I get things jacked up and taken off for y'all. But I'm gonna try to keep this video as short as possible because there's a lot to do. I'm just gonna try to include the important stuff for you guys. So yeah, I'll let y'all know. Okay, a little quick update, guys. We got the car on jack stands. We got the driver's side wheel off. Valve cover is off. We also took the power steering pump and moved it out the way. We took serpentine belt off. We took both belts off. We cracked the nut for the dipstick because dipstick's got to come out. So you just take that 10mm, take it out, and then you just wiggle and pull, and then you got a dipstick out, just like that. Alright, next update, we should have timing cover off. We'll probably bring it to top dead center very soon. So I'll show you guys the steps in that. Okay, next update, guys, we got the upper timing cover off. We also got the exhaust manifold off because we gotta take off the oil pan to replace the gasket, and we are about to find top dead center. We took out the number one spark plug, and we have a straw inserted all the way down touching the piston. Pretty simple procedure. All you're going to want to do is you're going to want to rotate this engine until this straw is at its highest point. The moment it starts going back down, go the opposite direction and go right back up to the highest point. So you want to just hold that and let me know there, Jose.
Your drop.
I know, I'm going to go all the way back around.
You lied. You lied. You ain't gonna back up. You lied.
First.
That shit.
You there?
No, keep turning, man. You got a quarter. There you go.
That it?
Nope. Just go slightly, slow, up.
Too far?
Yep.
Alright.
There you go.
Seam pins lined up here, and as you can see, if you look over here, they did it properly when they did the last one. This up mark, it's got an arrow on the other side. Back here, you can see the arrows lined straight up on the top, and that means you are at top dead center. So now we are good to take off the harmonic balancer.
Don't do this without the proper tools.
Yeah, I'll show you the part number for the harmonic balancer to go over. That is the OEM part 26507. Let's see. 26507, it looks like this. There you go, 26507. You should be able to pick it up at your AutoZone. And come over here. On your crankshaft, you have a ring for holding it, and hopefully you guys know that these are reverse threaded motors, so Lefty is, yes, exactly. So you put it on Titan to take this thing off because it's Asian cars. You know, everything's bass backwards on these things. Okay, a lot of things are bass backwards, but either way, you got this here. Don't want to move this thing anymore, so I'm gonna have one ratchet just pried up against it. About to do now. Or we know we're going the correct direction now. We can go up, so it's still lefty loosey, regular crest. All right, we got it. Attempt number 543. Attempt number 99. Welcome back. As you can see, we got the crank off, everybody. We went and bought a long ass breaker bar, and we had a cheater bar on top of that breaker bar. We had the jack with the wood, and we broke it. We got it off. We put a mark where the timing tick was for it. Well, what we really just did was we dropped the oil pan so we can replace the crusty, hard rubber gasket that's on there. That's bad. But things you have to do, you gotta take off the shift linkage cover, so it's 3 bolts. Take those off, then you can take off a metal bracket right here. You wanna show them that bracket real quick, Jose? The metal one behind you, by your knee. That bracket, there's 3 10mm bolts to take off, and then you can drop the entire oil pan and replace the gasket. But yeah, we'll keep y'all informed on the next thing we do. All right, everybody, a little update. I know I didn't get much done since the last update, but this gasket is really bad. You can see it's just like stuck on here. If I wouldn't know it was this bad, I would have just bought a new oil pan. But besides that, we got the lower timing cover off. It's 5 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a 14mm for the one on the balancer shaft. Don't lose the grommet either, because that kind of holds it on the thing. I'm not going to show too much yet because I'm still going to be working on this. It never had a gasket on it, so I'm going to clean it, RTV, and stick the new gasket on it here as well. And after that, I'll start getting into all this stuff and making sure I get everything aligned when I take it off and stuff. Put new crankshaft seal, cam seal, yada yada yada, all that good stuff, you know? Alright, I'll get back to y'all. Alright, everybody, so we got the oil filter and the oil pan back together. Now we're on to the timing. We took off the crank pulley, or the lower drive behind the crank. See, it's got that arrow that faces straight up. Don't mistake that. Put the keyway back in the crankshaft right there. And then you see there's this dot right there. That dot lines up with this little metal hash right there. So you can see right there. Then on the balancer shaft here, there's a little notch on the side. Probably can't see that from here. Try to get down in there for you, y'all. Where is it? Where is it? I don't know, maybe you can see that, maybe you can't, but there's a line on there. Right there. And there's a little metal slash that lines up with. But to begin this, you take off this spring here. We already got new ones, so there goes that spring. Then we gotta take off that 10mm bolt holding it on right there. I think maybe it's an 8. I'll find that out. I really don't have to record. Yeah. Ow. 1/4 inch ratchet, please. Sorry it took so long for an update, guys. I didn't show you some of the stuff. It's just that I got in a time crunch and had to get it done because, as you can see, it's already starting to get darker out. I got to get this done by the end of the day. So I got all the proper tensioning set as far as I'm aware of. Put the cover back on, put a new water pump. The only thing we haven't put on yet is the crankshaft. We had our little mark here, but we never saw the notches. So this notch right here, it's a very tiny notch. You can see the 4 notches. That's where we're gonna put it back on and torque it down. What's up, everybody? This is part 2 of timing belt, you know, because first one didn't go so well, but I figured out what I did wrong. So if you guys watched the first video, you know what I had to do to get to this step. Valve cover off, power steering pump off, both serpentine and the power steering belt off, upper cover off. I just got the crank pulley off, and I'm just about to take off the lower one, then the motor mount. And then I can explain to you guys what I did wrong behind the timing cover. So I'll get back to you once I take off the lower one and the motor mount. Okay, everyone, good news. I don't have to take the motor mount on because the timing belt's already on there. I just got to readjust it. So what I did wrong is, if you remember, I put in this bolt right here to tighten it, and that bolt is not supposed to be there. It's not supposed to stay there for tightening. What's the purpose of it? Is to only hold that tensioner bracket in place while you're tensioning the belt. So you just put it on there, and then once you get your water pump pulley on and the cover on, you're supposed to actually, well, not the cover, you're supposed to have this on tight, and then you're supposed to back it off 1 full rotation, and then you take that nut out. Then once you do that, you're going to rotate the engine 5 complete rotations to get the tension set, because as you can see on mine, that is way too loose, and that's why we had problems. And what you want to do is you want to make this side tight, so you pull all the slack up onto this thing and slide it on, and then you do your rotations, and then it should be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack that bolt because it just needs to be finger tight. Then we're going to work on making sure everything's top dead center. The marks here, you got the ticks right here that are supposed to line up on the cylinder heads up top. The balancer shaft, which appears to be, I don't know, I can't tell because it moved with the water pump. Right there. That's back on. Then you want to make sure your oil pump pulley is lined up on dot tick mark, and every 3 rotations this thing lines up. And you can tell that there's a bolt you take out, you can stick a screwdriver in, and if it goes all the way in and when you try to rotate this it can't move, that means you're on the right 3rd rotation. If not, rotate it again, try it again. If you get the screwdriver in there and this thing just moves like that and doesn't move any farther, you're correct. Timing for crankshaft, there is the keyway here, there's an arrow, and then there's arrows on the actual engine right up top. So this thing's a little off, top dead center down here, up top it's on. So I'm going to take the belt off, rotate the crank, get everything lined up, and get the belt properly tensioned to everybody. Alright, everybody, we're back. I know you can't really see much right now, I'm sorry about that. But I got that bolt out. I have that, let me lay that on my back, show you what I'm talking about. I have this cover nut on right there. Bring it a little closer so you can see. I got the cover nut on, I tightened it all the way by hand and then backed it off 1 full rotation. I have the crank on, this thing is still perfectly top dead center. I only have it in finger tight, as tight as I can get. Now what you want to do now is you're going to want to take your tool, and this is where you're going to rotate your engine to get the tension set. So you're going to take your engine, and these things spin counterclockwise. Ouch. So you're going to spin it can't speak today, guys. Counterclockwise for a total of 5 rotations. everything's looking better than it did before. It's a lot less loose now. I can still turn the belt almost 90 degrees, so it's still a little loose, I think. So I'm just going to do a few more rotations on it. For that one nut, all the way finger tight, which is there, and then back it off one full rotation. And then, like I said, 5 rotations, 6 rotations, full, all the way back up the top dead center, counterclockwise only. And once you do that, pull off your cover, pull off your crank pulley, put the lower cover back on, put your crank on. I'd leave the top cover off just to check it, but if you guys feel confident enough, after you do that and put everything on and tighten the bolt, then everything should be good. But like I said, I'm gonna hit it a few more times. Now you can tell this belt is much tighter. That's exactly where I want it to be after doing the rotations on it. So now what I gotta do is wait for my buddy to get back with supplies, because I cracked the lower case pulling it off. So I'm just gonna temporarily super glue that so I can put this thing together, and hopefully it runs perfectly fine after that. But I already placed a order for the new timing cover kit. Lower, upper, and the one behind that stupid sprocket that I'm not taking off. So I got new ones of those coming to fix that. Whether or not I replace this after or just have the parts on hand is a different story. But so I got the proper tension on that. Now I could take this off. All your marks should still be lined up, hopefully. If not, restart the whole process, get them lined up. There's a lot of marks you gotta get lined up on here. I know it's probably annoying, but if you want your engine to run fine and not have any issues, highly suggest you check. So now we are tensioned properly, and we just the only thing I'm questioning is, okay, I have it tensioned properly, so I guess I can take this nut off when I put the cover on and it won't go nowhere. But what if it does? I guess that's just something they don't tell you. But yeah, so right now, once I fix the cover, take this nut off, put the cover on, and what you're supposed to do, the instructions tell you, is to advance this sprocket gear 3 over. So 3 sprockets over from top dead center, 1, 2, 3 over counterclockwise. You rotate it 3, and then you're going to torque that nut down to 33 foot-pounds. And then you just install everything else. So that should be it for the video, guys. As always, please like and subscribe, and don't do what I did, and hopefully this video has everything you need, because I had to go watch some more videos, learn some more things, but that's okay, because this is my first time learning experience. I have the problems, so you guys hopefully don't. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. What's up, everybody? Just a quick update. I just got everything back together in here. When I was talking about that tensioner bolt, I took it out, put the plastic cover on. I just dealt with the one I had right now because I'm tired of waiting. I want to see if this thing works. So that one's in. And what I did was I took the bolt out, put the plastic cover on, and what's the word I'm looking for? I redid the sequence. So I rotated the engine counterclockwise 6 more times, and then put everything back together. And I'm about to start it up for you guys in 1 second once I get this ground wire on that I forgot. Yeah, so here we go. It's time. I think I ran out of juice, boys. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Orange. Let's find out. What's that little faint? I hear a faint ticking, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's this.
I would have been happy away.
Hey!